All right. So today I wanted to really quickly try to go over some things with the menu and just general stuff. I guess I wanted to do this because when the anniversary thing was here, and then there was the ticket thing selecting. I remembered in season 1 where I had no idea what I was doing, and I had no idea how I was even supposed to play the game, because I don't think the game really tells you how to do that too well. I mean, maybe they changed the tutorial, but I mean, it would have been helpful for me if I had a thing that told me what buttons did. So that's why I'm going to try to do that. Yeah. All right, I'll probably remember what to go over, hopefully. Okay, so first off is these buttons. These are probably the more important buttons. Window, this is where you start opening with the game. So these things, these are just show you like current, well, these ones are the current extractable banners, and this one is like events and mirror dungeon. Basically, like neither of these buttons you need to press ever. Yeah, nobody needs to press these buttons ever. They just don't get used ever. Okay, so that's that. This is the season pass. This is, I'll talk about this a little more. Actually, I could just talk about it now. So you get the season points or whatever. You do your quests. I think when I first started, I had no idea where the quests even were to do. So I'll show that in a sec as well. But yeah, so then you claim, there will be a button that says claim, and then you claim it. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but in season 1, I didn't know how to claim my pass rewards, and then like a bunch of free stuff that I could have gotten, I just didn't get because I didn't know how to claim my stuff. Like you can get egos from the past, but also egos are like ability things. Yeah, that I also didn't know. I thought it was like a more powerful version of a ID or of a character unit, but it's not. It's just an ability for them that you can slot in. And yeah, okay. What else? Okay. This page is where you make your teams. This page is where the teams get made. You can change the name of the teams with these tags. You can't really type anything in just yet, though. Hello. Yeah, currently making a guide because past me would have needed that, but it's a little late for that, but might as well. Yeah, you can have different teams. I have one for each different keyword. This button is where you actually do things. This button is the page where you go into every combat encounter. You click on this thing and you have your story missions, and then the bottom one is the latest, like the top one is most recent. And when you want to do a story, you click on whatever you're up to, and then you find on the chain whichever one is not completed, and then you click on that and you do that. And you can claim currency up there if you complete the EX missions for each thing. This excavation, that is what you do for the dailies. You enter it, then you do the fight. That's that. So there's XP, that gives you XP tickets where you can level up IDs, and then that you can also skip them for 1.5 times the rewards. But usually I like to actually do the fight because there's a mission for get 10 kills. and that and this one usually go together, because this one I'll skip, but probably for newer players, if they need to save modules or XP or energy, then they could just go into there, fight that. So yeah, no, the fights are a little bit different, but yeah, I won't talk about combat too much in depth because that's not exactly what this guide is. This is kind of just going over the menu in general. This is a roguelite mode. This is also the mode that people do their grinding in, because when you finish a run on this on normal mode without weekly bonuses, then it gives you 3 season pass levels. And that's the fastest way to get the season pass XP. Kind of the only way to grind it, actually, aside from dailies. Weekly bonuses give you more, and hard mode gives you better weekly bonuses when you clear 4 or 5. Anything after 4 or 5 doesn't matter. I kind of made it own. I think I already made a video about that, or stream about that. But so I'm not going to go too far into that. This mode is kind of for like late game people. You kind of need to have your stuff all up a bit. You would kind of just do this once, and then you claim your rewards after finishing it. That's all. Has like bosses and stuff in that. Then there's the event things. So this is the kind of the best way to get XP tickets, except for events, because when they have events running, then you can get event currency just by finishing levels or whatever. And then you can use that currency to buy these, which will give a lot of XP. Well, everything here would be good to have. Also, these boxes are very important because you can select character shards to collect, and with those you can buy characters if you have enough. Also, do not buy 2 stars or the red units or 00 ones. Don't buy those. Only do the 3 ones, because the 2 stars, not worth it. Yeah. Also, this thing, that's like a boss fight thing or something. I don't know. Anyways, also this just goes straight to the rewards thing. It's basically the same as pressing that. Okay. So that's the drive area. Theater. This is for if you want to like rewatch story, or if you want to like look through your IDs that you have. Like, say you haven't watched an Uptie story and you want to rewatch one, you can like, yeah, you can rewatch ID's Uptie story, because when you get an ID to Uptie 3, then you get their story, and then you can rewatch it there if you feel like skipping it. Dante's notes, it's kind of just explains a little bit about the game. Yeah, there's an exclamation mark there because I read it at one point in time, but they added more stuff to it. So yeah, the theater section, people really never have to press ever. What is Detour Tales? Oh, this is from the these are like event things. So this is like, okay, main story, and then these are the event things. Cool. All right. Extract, this is where you get, well, one of the areas where you get characters. It's where you spend your currency or use tickets that you have to pull for characters. Pity is at 200, it doesn't carry over. And there are units that are semi-limited. Good. Roland is not in this game. Unfortunately. But yeah, he's good. Oh, you mean the Yisong unit? Yeah, he's good. Yeah, so anybody that wants to get new characters, the new ones are always good. They just are. The new ones, like the ones from this season, all of them, very good. Okay, first of all, okay. So there's standard extraction. Nobody should ever be pulling on this ever. There is no reason to pull on this. Because if there's a new ID, pull on the new ID. It is likely to be very, very good. Because the newer the ID is, the more likely they are to be better because they keep increasing their numbers and there is power creep. Yeah. That doesn't mean that old units are guaranteed to be bad, but just the new units they've been releasing just keep getting better and better. So, yeah. Then there's also, usually when they release a banner for a new character, they'll also have something called target extraction, where for one specific of the units, also how units work, when you pull on a unit or an ID, it just gives you an alternate version of one of the 12 characters that you kind of control or play as. I don't know, plays, but control. And yeah, and then there's the stuff called ego, or that's like the abilities that you slot in, and you get like 5 different slots, but we don't have anything for the 5th slots just yet. But yeah. These wait until gacha is not needed. I would say gacha is, I mean, it's good to do, right? Gacha is good to do when you're early on, because when you're early on, you just need IDs to build a team in the first place. But like once you are like comfortable with the teams you have, then I would suggest saving up instead for Walpurgis, which is an event where you can only shard things from this one event. It's like a recurring event, but you can only shard things from it when it is currently active. So that's why it's a little bit more like limited time. Well, although you can, and by sharding I mean, okay, just dispensing. So extract is where you pull for IDs, but dispense is where you craft them. Where if you have enough of their shards, then you can just buy them. Like say I have 400 Faust shards. I have 100, but if I had 400, I could just buy it. And then I would just have the ID. Roland, yeah, Yisong, yeah, he's very good. Also, you can inspect things with this. And then the way to use the pity is once that hits 200, you click on that and then you exchange like that. Announcers, don't worry about announcers. Those don't matter. Those don't matter. You can check probabilities, extraction history. I mean, those were kind of self-explanatory. Also, Deca extractions are better than single pulls because you only get a guarantee on a 2-star from Deca extraction and not from single pulls. So don't do single pulls unless you're doing paid lunacy. I personally am not, so I don't really know how that works. Yeah, this one, no point in doing this one. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this one also you can see all of the IDs from every season. Well, I kind of bought them out a lot, but if you don't have the IDs, they'll be showing up in the extract area. So only in the previous season you won't see, like if we're in, say we're in season 5, which we're not, but if we were in season 5, then you could not extract you couldn't dispense the season 4 extraction thing. So like the IDs from season 4, you wouldn't be able to extract, I think. Well, they give more details in Season's Guide. That is more detailed, but it's where you craft units when you have enough shards for it. And you get shards by getting stuff from the pass, by getting these boxes, because once you reach level 120, every level you pass that, you get a box per each level. And Mirror Dungeon gives you 3 levels, so it's like 3 levels per box, but then when you have the pass unlocked, it gives you an extra 2 per one, so then you get like 9 boxes per run, and then with the dailies you get like 22.5 levels if you have hard mode unlocked. If you don't have hard mode unlocked and you just run normal, then I think it's, what is it, like 13.5 maybe. But yeah, the way to progress is by doing story mode. And if you get stuck on story mode, then you can do Luxcavation for XP tickets to help you level up your characters to get stronger. You get the characters from that, and then you can also level them up with event stuff. That's probably the best way to level up. And then there's also other things on the menu as well. Inventory. They changed where this is, but it's here now for some reason. So basic, these are like your materials, like your consumables, well, not your currency, your energy, and don't forget skins. That's not as important, but I'll go over that when I go over like support IDs. Wow, that's a crazy number. Okay. So yeah, these you don't have to, these you use when you go into a character thing. I'll show that in a sec. Consumables, the ones that matter are these boxes. These are the only ones that really matter. The other ones don't, they don't matter. The other ones are not as common to have. These boxes, these are everything. These is what get you characters. Yeah, open to receive 1 to 3, so it's not super likely, but it averages out to 2. So if it costs 400 shards of a character or whatever, okay, please, well, I'm trying to speak. So if it costs 400 shards, then about 200 boxes will get you to 400 shards. So, and then this just shows you what shards you currently have. So say I have 200 shards for Rodia, however you want to say that. Say I have 200, then if I use 100, then I'll probably be at enough. Because 100 times 2 is 200, 200 plus 200 is 400, so then I would have enough. Okay, next up is this. This is very important. Modules, so when you do story missions, it costs energy, but when you do Mirror Dungeon, which is this mode that gives you Season Pass XP, when you do that, it requires modules, and the way you get modules is by simply sitting around and waiting. Okay, please stop. Okay, so the way you get modules is you click on here, and then you see how much it's going to convert, and then you convert it. Starthing buff? Is that the Mirror Dungeon thing? If that's like a specific Mirror Dungeon thing, I can go over that like after, but I do want to go over like the simple stuff first, just to kind of like keep it more like condensed. Okay, I can go over that in a little bit. Trying to get the simple things out of the way first, just really quickly. Okay, so there's also these 3 things. Use boxes. Sometimes you'll get from the Season Pass these Enkephalon boxes things. Opening one gives you 60 energy. So you don't exactly really need them that often, unless, like, I would just use them if you're like low on energy and then want to refill them. Well, also because there's this as well. Use lunacy. Now this is the currency that you pull with, so that is not exactly like, you don't want to spam this, right? So you can only go up to 10 per day, but it increases in cost every time you use it. And the first time you use it though is worth it. This 26, that is worth it. This 52 is only worth it if you have lunacy to spare. But if you do, so every week in the mail, they have maintenance compensation, which is 300 lunacy. And then from the weeklies, you get 750 from doing your weekly Mirror Dungeon. So that's 1050, and the, not that, that's the wrong button. And the weekly, if you do 26 times 7, then that is, what was that? Like 182, I think it was, or something around that. So it's like only takes a little bit out of the total gain, and it gives you like, well, it depends on how much energy your cap is, because the higher your level is, the higher. Also, you get manager level by just like doing literally anything, so you don't really have to pay too much attention to that. It just goes up on its own. But when your manager level increases, your energy cap increases, and the higher your energy cap is, the more worth it is to do this use lunacy. Now, I would not recommend doing the 52, but the 26 one I would recommend doing. Yeah, and then it recharges 1 for every 6 minutes, I think. So like every hour, it's 10 energy refilled. So that, I mean, yeah, that's that. And then it costs 20 energy to make 1 module. But yeah, if you already did your 26 lunacy and you already made your modules, then if you really need to, you can use the boxes. But I don't know, I'm stockpiling them if I can. Unless I like need them ever, but yeah. So that's that. Now, some other things that the game did not explain to me. Now, I don't know if they really, well, this kind of goes for everything I'm saying in this entire stream. I have no idea what the new tutorial is like, because I know they changed the tutorial bit, but I have no idea how much. Because when I started the game, I had no clue what I was doing. They didn't. I just had no idea what to press or anything. So I used all my boxes. That's unfortunate. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much as long as you just. Well, no, it's just. It's not that important. No, yeah, but so I have no idea what the tutorial tells people anymore. I just don't know. So I'm just kind of covering everything that I can. Is basically what I'm trying to say. This thing is new. This dark mode thing, that's very new. I don't use it because I'm just used to the default look. Another thing you can do is you can click on these and it will bring up character images that you select, and the one that you selected most recently is the one that will show up when you boot up the game. So the way to change it is you just click on it and then you click on it again, and then you can change their art. And then once you change their art, if you close the game and reopen it, it will show up with the art you most recently selected. And if you hold down on it, it usually it's supposed to do something. What does it do? Here, it does a little thing. This is cool. Alright, cool. Alright. That's that. Okay. And this thing, the game does not tell you that this one button is very important. Okay. So I guess like when you pull the character, the animation that plays, that's what repeats when you click on them now. This button is very important right here. For most people, at the start of the game, it's gonna look like this. So this button, it actually changes to whatever you make. So this is the player thing, like the profile card. So you can pick a phrase and a word and whatever, and then you can click on that to select which. Oh, why is there a lag? You can click on that to select a image for your profile, and then you can customize with well, whatever customizations you have. There's different versions for an ID art versus an ego art. The ego one, because those ones are circles. these are all like banners that you can select. You click on that and then you see a one that you want to select, and then only the top one becomes the button. So if I make this something else, like say I make it this one, then that is the button. But we're gonna put this back. Okay, and something that is very important, very, very important, is support. It is support. So the friend system, if you press add a friend, what I recommend to people, because so you can borrow one ID at a time. You know, I'll show that first. I'll show that real quickly. So when you're going into a combat encounter, right? Why is my team built like that? All right, whatever. When you're going into a combat encounter, there's an option that says support on the side here. So if you want to borrow someone's unit, and you can only do this like in some of the modes, and you can only do it, you can only use one support per encounter. But to do that, you click support, and then you find the character portraits, and whichever character you want a support for, you can do. Now, if you have more than like 12 of the support IDs available to you, they will refresh every time you click support. So if you don't like this layout, you can go back and then go back into it, and then it'll change up a little. If you have more than 12, it'll like swap them through. Although if everyone has the same support units in their roster, then kind of aren't gonna have many options. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's how you use supports. And the ones that, so when you add someone, they will have their company. They can select any ID they want. They can have any ID as many times as they want. So if I wanted to put 2 of Yisong, for example, I could. Like, I think they're like, I've seen people have like 12 Faust IDs all lined up just because they really like Faust or something. I don't know. You can do that. But so people will select an ID. Also, this bonus is just for the current event, so don't worry about that. 20%. So people can select an ID and which egos or like abilities they want to equip them with. Facades is skins and like outfits. This is the skin system. It's facade. That does not matter at all. This is a new thing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. You're better off just upgrading and leveling up your stuff with the materials instead of using it to craft skins. They don't do anything. The skins. It also doesn't change the animation speed either. So there's really not much point unless you just really want one outfit to look like a different outfit. That's it. One for cosmetic. Yeah. Only cosmetic for facades. These things though, like identities, the ones that do look different, they're not just outfits. They come with different skills and different like ability, power, and strength. Some are better than others, and they are meant for different teams. So like one with burn skills and one with rupture skills are meant for different teams. Like one is for the burn team, one is for the rupture team. But so if you want to have good support identities, like if you want to be able to progress faster than you should be able to, go to friends, press add a friend, and look for someone that is level 100 or above. And this is the strategy, right? You just look for someone that's really high level. Just looking for someone that's really, okay, 108. So click on that, go to company, check which IDs they have, which units they have, and if they look strong, then you just add them. And that's it. So usually the way to know if IDs are strong is just how new they are. Like this one, for example, that's very good, that's good, that's good, that's really good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, I see they have 2 of Ishmael. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, so then you would want to add them, right? And then you press add. Yeah. So that's how you add supports. Well, and also they can choose to accept your friend request or not. So I would recommend to new players going through the friends list and trying to add like, I don't know, like 20-ish, maybe 100 plus level players. Because also it's important to add more than one person, because a lot of times people will have the same unit selected in their company area. So like if I want to have a very specific Yisong identity, like if everyone that I had friended only had this one identity selected for him, then I wouldn't be able to use like this one or that one. And if I want like very specific ones, like say I want, say I didn't have this unit and I wanted a support for it, then I would have to keep resetting until there it is. So that's why it's good to have a lot of people added. Yeah, that symbol means facade, so it means they will have a skin on it. Okay, so he has that skin on. Okay, so this is the actual unit. Okay, so that's how support works. Yeah, so that's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't go over. Let me check my notes. What the difference button do? We did that. The buttons that come up after pressing the buttons, yeah. We did that. Buttons mean. I think I did that because I talked all about the IDs and egos, what those were. How to progress the game. Okay, yeah, that's the that is the main story, and then when you get stuck, you just get XP to boost your character level, and then it should make it easier to progress. How to do quests. Those I don't know if, I mean, I kind of did that. I'll do that in a sec, actually. How the support feature works, just did that. Game modes, talked about that already. Okay, now we'll talk about quests really quick. I think I talked about the event briefly. Here, first I'm going to talk about an event. I think I could talk about that quickly. I'll go over the dailies first. So dailies, assemble module is you just make a module. You just have to do that. XP excavation and thread excavation, 1 time each. So that means that in excavation, also that's once again, all the combat things are in drive, and then you click on excavation. There's XP and thread. So XP, they also have consecutive battles now, but I mean, I don't really, I haven't used that. They also added that like very recently, so it's not like a mandatory thing. So XP, right? You enter it, or you can skip it. You enter it, you do a fight, you win the fight, you're done. I personally, normally I will enter instead of skipping it. Now, skipping it does cost more modules, but it gives you 1.5 times rewards. So like for thread, I always skip it, but if you're like newer and don't have enough modules, then it is probably better to just enter instead. But yeah, so for XP, I usually enter it because there is the quest for defeat 10 enemies and then clear any stage you get from skipping the thread or clearing it, and then the XP as well. Now you only have to do 1 thread lux for the dailies, but you do get 3 daily bonuses. So you can do this 3 times to get all of those daily bonuses. Because you get like, I don't know if it's like double or maybe not double. It's like 1. Okay, no, I think this one, is it 1.5 times extra Daily bonus? I don't know. You get extra thread, though, from this daily bonus thing. There is no daily bonus for this, so after the daily, there's not much point in doing this after, unless you just want more XP. For thread, though, it's more optimal to just do your 3 daily bonuses. Even though you don't really need to do all 3 for the daily, you only need to do 1. I mean, it's still kind of a daily of you get extra stuff for a reduced cost. And thread is a very important thing in the game. Oh, this is important. This is important. Leveling up IDs. Where is an ID that I can level up? Who matters? Who is an ID that doesn't suck? Hard to find one. Because I mean, I've already leveled up the ones that matter. Alright, I can just look at one that doesn't matter. Okay, this one. Alright, so uptie. Okay, well first it'll be at uptie 1. But, so, here, who's at uptie 1? Who is at uptie 1? Is no one at uptie 1? You're at uptie 1, okay. So, you start with an ID at level 1 and uptie 1. When you uptie it, it will cost, well, okay, 2 stars don't really matter. 2 stars are cheaper, but 3 stars, they're just better. I'm trying to look for a 3-star that I don't have at uptie 2 yet. Do I have a 3-star at uptie 1 anywhere? Does Ryoshu have one? No. Yisong, no. Oh, you. Okay, perfect. So, uptie 2 will... Okay, so there's leveling up and uptie. Leveling up, you use the XP tickets for. You throw in those tickets... Okay, well, let's say... Wow, that gives quite a lot. Okay, let's say you do that, right? Because your level cap, if you're new, is probably going to be close to 30, I think. So, yeah, that will get you up to level 30. So when you uptie them, their stuff increases. They just get a massive boost to everything. And then at uptie 3, they unlock their skill 3, because they don't start with their skill 3 unless you get them to uptie 3. And then uptie 4 usually makes them, like, it usually makes their kit and abilities work better. And it also sometimes will give their defense skill a sin affinity, or a color that's like purple, blue, or green, for example. When they level up their uptie to 4 sometimes. Now some kind of start with it, but some you have to uptie to get it to a color. And when you use a color for a skill, that gives you one of these resources, and those resources you use to use the ability. But so leveling up, you do with the tickets. Uptying uses thread. Although uptie 4 is a little bit different, because uptie 4 specifically, you have to use the character's shards as well. And for 3 stars, it's 50. For not 3 stars, it's less, but it's 50 character shards, 150 thread for that. And then getting a 3-star to 100, or getting a 3-star to uptie 3 costs 100 thread, because it costs 20 to get them to uptie 2, and then 80 to get them to uptie 3, and then 150 to uptie 4. So if you want to get one from absolutely nothing all the way to uptie 4, then it is 250 thread total and 50 of their shards. Hello. So yeah, that's how uptying works. And then from 1 to 60 for XP tickets, it's like 84 of those, or that many of those, or okay, that's not enough. There's also these tickets that you'll get sometimes. They're not too common though. I think some of these you get from like buying packs, but I don't really do that, so can't really help on that. Oh yeah, also if you want to change a art, like say for example, this is like their uptie 3 art. This is like their uptie 1 art. You can also like zoom and look at that. Or you can change it to whichever one you like after you uptie them, because when you uptie them to uptie 3, they change their art image. But if you like one more than the other, you can just swap to it. This I guess is okay. I guess that takes you to story or whatever. Yeah, I don't really press that button ever. Yeah. I am caught up currently. Yeah, I recently caught up. Was it? It was like a couple days ago, because there was the new event, and I kind of put off doing that. But yeah, the events. Oh yeah, usually. So the events sometimes they'll be. No, probably not. I mean, because right now I'm kind of like going over like things that I would have liked to know earlier in the game that I didn't have a tutorial for. And I mean, I don't know, I just feel kind of weird to have like spoilers for a story in a new player guide stream. But thank you for asking. I think that's kind of is that everything I want to go over. Was there something I didn't go over? Oh right, I guess. Okay, no, I think the other thing was events. Events. Usually, events are kind of part of the story. Like usually, they will take place like in between main things. Yeah, so events will be like in between main chapters, and they will be story relevant. Some of them aren't, like the April Fool's event, but usually they are relevant. Good evening. Yeah, usually they are relevant to the story, but you don't have to play them, because the stages are like they take place after the story, so you don't have to actually play them to get the event rewards. You can just do like missions in the story that are like uncompleted to get the event currency, or you can do mirror dungeon, and then with that you can get the event rewards. And I honestly still have to do a bit of getting the event rewards. Yeah. So that is that. Oh, and then the event bonus unit. You can gain up to a bonus of 120%, and then the units it shows, and it also tells you how much each bonus it gives you. So if I have this guy on the team, then I'll get a 40% bonus to the event currency. If I have any of these guys on the team, they get a 20% for each of them. So if I have both of these and then both of these, then that would be 80% and 40%, so that'd be 120%. Also, they don't have to be on field, because there's on field and off field for combat. So the yellow means they're on field, and the blue means they are off field. Sometimes you can only select up to like 5 though. You can kind of like select more as you get further along in the story. You do the refresh. I've done this. I was redoing it to get a extra banner, but I have not finished it yet. Line 5 I have done. Yeah, I don't know why this is like that, but this one I have done. And the new thing I've not done yet. I'm not going to click on that because that shows a semi-spoiler. Yeah, this one I've not done this one yet. Because I kind of was putting off doing the story until a few days ago, or doing this event until a few days ago. And so I kind of like just unlocked it, but then I wanted to play a different game yesterday, so I did. I do want to do this soon though, because I want to do it before the next event comes out, which will be soon. Because they're I don't know why they're dropping the events like so close to each other back to back, but yeah, usually they don't do that very often. But yeah, usually there'll be a new character or an update every other week. So, and I mean it tells people when the things expire as well, so there's that too. And usually when that swaps out, so does the target extraction. And yeah, so that is that.
오귀전패. 오늘은 귀찮으니까 점심 따위는 패스다.
Is it? When someone's to have all set weeks. Yeah, I mean they're kind of going at a really crazy rate right now though. Like I was very okay with the slow pace, but it feels like they're definitely picking up the pace of updates a lot, like quite a lot. But yeah, that's kind of all. Is that everything? Did I? Well, this is kind of my checklist I made for myself as like a notes to self kind of thing. I didn't go over all the quests. Okay, I can really quickly talk about weekly. These things. Okay, enter Mirror Dungeon. So when you do Mirror Dungeon, you defeat enemies, right? So that kind of happens naturally. XP excavation, you get that kind of done. All of these you kind of just get done by doing your dailies and then by doing a Mirror Dungeon. Seasonal as well. There's nothing really that's specifically like that's like, oh, you have to do this very specific thing. That doesn't really, it doesn't work like that. You just kind of do your dailies and then you naturally complete the seasonal ones over time. So you don't really have to think too hard about it. Yeah. Also, for anybody wondering if you should spend money on polls, don't. Unless you really want to, but the season pass is the best use of spending money in this entire game. It is by far the most worth it because you just get a lot of stuff from the season pass and it makes grinding literally 3 times faster because instead of 1 you get a bonus 2, so instead of 1 you get 3 boxes for each level. And also you can buy the season pass even though I'm level 458 or whatever, even though I didn't have the pass while getting through these levels, anything that I would have earned anyway, it'll still give to me. So that's why it says 676. I'm gonna need to go to 4 or 5 to get the XP. Yeah. So normal mode and hard mode. For the battle pass XP, you only need to go to 4 or 5. And I would only recommend doing hard mode for weeklies. You just run it to 4 or 5 and then you triple claim your rewards and you get 225 battle pass XP, which gives you 22.5 levels. And that gives you a lot of boxes. Gives you quite a lot of boxes. That's the best way to get characters as well, is by doing those weeklies to get those boxes. And before then you still get quite a bit of boxes, but you also get like other stuff too. I mean, earlier on you get like less stuff, but once you get later on in the pass, then it really starts racking up. Also in the past you can get egos, which you equip on the character, like you equip on here, right? You equip them in here. So like ego, and in different loadouts you can have different egos equipped, although I have a lot of the same ones on certain IDs because they're better for some situations sometimes. So I spend money on the game. More is that for, I mean, I personally have only ever bought the season pass. I think I've only bought it maybe like 3 times before. But this is definitely by far the most worth thing to buy, because then you get these extra boxes for the rest of the season, and the seasons last pretty long. Like they can be like 3 to 4 months. They last a while, and they save a lot of time grinding. So like right now, if I buy the pass, then so if each run for Mirror Dungeon takes like 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes for 3 boxes, or well, no, 30 minutes for, yeah, because you get the 1 box, but then times 3. So if it's 30 minutes for 3 boxes, then that's 1 hour for 6 boxes, right? So if I take this, divide it by 6, that's over 100 hours I just saved myself by buying the season pass. So yeah, no, I think the season pass is, I mean, for me personally, it's worth buying because it saves me a lot of time, because I don't exactly have an insane amount of time to just be grinding Mirror Dungeon nonstop. But yeah, and then it also gives you egos as well. So, and it gives you the rest of the boxes from here. So you get a lot of characters to buy. So like this alone is like 3 different characters you can just make, because, you know, 200 boxes lets you basically buy 1 character. So yeah. Yeah, another thing I'd recommend for early on, right, is, I mean, I wouldn't say focus on status effects. It's just get strong stuff. And it also just so happens that a lot of the new things fit that exact description. They are very strong. Actually, right now, there's an ID that people can get from the reward event thing, or the event rewards. This one, this right here, is an ID, and it's a good one too. And so for as long as this event is active and this reward, people can just get it. Yeah. So later on in the game, you're gonna be building teams for like Bleed or Rupture or Sinking or Poise or Charge, Tremor, Burn. But realistically, when you're starting the game, you are not gonna have the materials and resources to do this. You're not gonna have the stuff to like have a full team. So just focus on strong things instead. Like just things with really high numbers and that don't rely on their status effects are very good to have early on. Some things do well with their status effects but are strong regardless. Like this one, for example. Like it has Rupture conditionals to increase its power, but it also has speed conditionals, which doesn't rely on status effects, so it's very good for what people would call like a generalist unit. So that's good. Now I think I might talk about clashing and damage calculations in another stream, because I don't really want to do that in this one, because I just want to talk about the basic stuff. But generally, very briefly, coin power is how much power the coins have. That's the number on the top, and the number on the left is base power. So this, for example, will be 3 base power and 4 coin power for each thing that hits heads, so 3 base. So if that's hits heads, then that's +4, so that'd be 7. If that hits heads, then that's another 4, so that'd be 11. So it would roll on 11. But then with this conditional, if you read that, coin power +1 for however much speed, then that +4 goes to +5, and then that would be 3 + 5 is 8, and then +5 is 13. So that's how that works. Maybe. So what? Okay, resonance is yeah, no, that I think I could go over in a different thing. That, I mean, okay, you match the colors, the skills get stronger, but when you have 3 in a row touching each other or more, then it works better. Yeah, you know, I'll cover that in a different one though. Yeah. All right, I feel like that's kind of also really quickly. I guess I can show what running the dailies normally would look like. It's like, I mean, what I personally do, I go to this, do the use lunacy 26. I don't do the 52 one because I mean I just don't. Modules, max it out, confirm. Well, although for people who are newer, don't do that. Yeah, never max it out if you're newer, because you need the energy to do your story missions. That is much more important to progress that so that you can unlock the higher Luxcavations, the higher thread, and Mirror Dungeon hard mode. Because hard mode lets you clear, it lets you do your weeklies in 1 run instead of 3. Because in normal mode, you can only claim 1 per thing. So yeah, try to progress the story, just keep pushing the story, because then it helps you unlock the other modes, and it lets you keep your progression higher. And it lets you run your missions more easily, which lets you get your boxes more easily, and boxes means you can get more characters faster, so that's why you want boxes. Specifically the yellow boxes. There's red boxes as well, but those give you just random shards, so those don't matter as much, but the yellow ones are very important for getting characters. You can convert character shards into thread, but I would not recommend doing that. Yeah, no, just don't do that. When a season ends, your shards for your characters get cut in half and then gets converted to thread anyway. So that is all important. Projection rewards. Okay, projection rewards, those. Okay, there is a separate pass for Mirror Dungeon over here. I personally am not exactly caught up on it. Yeah, you can do advanced stuff to boost this a little bit by like 10 levels per week. But if you're early on, I wouldn't worry about it, low-key. You can, there's achievement stuff you can do, but I really wouldn't worry about this if you're early on. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. The only reward in this that really matters is the level 81, which is a 3-star guaranteed deck extraction ticket. I mean, there's other stuff too that's good. Like, that's a deck extraction ticket, and you get banners, and you get these things, and you get a bunch of levels, but if you're at the point where you can comfortably get up to level 100, then you're probably not a beginner anymore. Yeah, because I only do my weeklies. Well, I've actually missed a few of them. Whoops. But yeah, I only do my weeklies, and I'm... Yeah, because I have not really played Mirror Dungeon outside of the weeklies, so I'm very early on in this pass. Yeah, but long story short, you don't have to worry about that too much. The main pass that's important is this one. This one matters much more. Yeah. In fact, most noobs will create the first ever map reward. Map reward? Oh, like the like this. Okay, so when you clear, when you clear clear EX missions, like a lot of times it'll say like, oh yeah, when you finish a fight in less than, or in 10 or less turns, then you get an EX clear. That will give you pull currency, just a little bit. And then when you complete all of them in a area, then you get the then you get to claim from there. So that's good. Instantly kick you out after you done with it. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's good to claim. And yeah, try not to show too much of this, but Yeah, that's Limbus Company. Real quickly, kind of want to. Okay, no, not 10. No, not 10. Just give me 3. Okay, this thing is new, so that's why I'm exactly used to that. Alright, that, and then I don't know if I want to really show the XP list because I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. Anyways, that, well, so there's win rating too. You know, I mean, it should be fun. I'm going into this now. If anyone doesn't want to see that, don't look at it. Yeah. So alright, that's fine. So what I do for the XP lux, if there's a, so the XP lux, they go by slash, pierce, and blunt, and each skill has a damage type. And so what I will do is what I'll do is I'll make teams for slash, pierce, and blunt for them specifically. So for a blunt XP excavation, I will take my blunt team and then I will try to win rate with them because well, because win rate I recommend not doing early on. I also recommend not using supports early on because they will make the game way too easy and it won't be fun. I mean, you can use them if you want to progress fast, as long as you like remember to equip them every time. But yeah, no, I mean, me personally, I never really liked using support IDs for the story because like I just wanted my team to be, you know, my team. Or well, at least for like when I was catching up to the story. Like once I was caught up, then I think the only time I'll really use support IDs is for like event bonus stuff. But I think another filter for people is it was some level in Kanto 4. Oh, also Kantos. That's what this game calls chapters. And then intervalos is like side stories, but they connect to the main story as well. So they kind of like lead into the main story. Like they're kind of like for example, the most recent event or intervalo. Well, the event is for the intervalo. It is post chapter 9 or Kanto 9, and it will lead into the next part of the story. Whether that next part of the story will be another half chapter or side story or the main quest, I don't remember, but it is connected to the main story. Like there's one that's like after chapter 4 that leads directly into chapter 5. So like the side stories aren't exactly side stories. They are kind of, I mean, some are more important than others. Like in one of them, they're just like they're just cooking chicken or something like that. That's not exactly that important, but yeah. Oh yeah, also when you clear a level, you get character XP sometimes. You can also click this button and it shows how much damage you've dealt with each character and how much they've taken. Also, if you decide to go into a level and then if you lose the battle or if you quit, you will get your modules back. You will just get them back. It'll say defeat, doesn't matter. You get your stuff back. There is no penalty to losing in this game. 0. It just gives you your stuff. Okay, look, 707. If I enter it at 707, right? Then we will press give up, and it will still be at 707. There is a pity system, but yeah, see, still at 707. There is a pity system, but not in the usual way. You have to hit 200 pulls, and then you go here, and then you can buy them if you have done 200 pulls. But if you have not done 200 pulls, then yeah, there's no increased rates the more you pull. There's no carryover. It's like if you get to like 190 out of 200 and the banner ends, that gets reset to 0, and then you get 190 thread from every like one of these instead. Now the thing is, right, the rates are not that bad. Like the rates are actually like pretty good. So usually people get them pretty consistently, I feel like. Now I can't guarantee for people that they will have a good time polling on every banner, because that's not realistically how that works. Some people will be luckier than others. Some people will get it on their first single pull. Some people, they will do 190 pulls, not get it, the banner will swap out, and then they'll just have wasted 190 pulls. So be smart with your currency. Know the risks of spending currency. Don't gamble with your real money. Know the rates. Know the risk. Yeah, that's why sharding is better, because you don't have to. You don't even have to gamble. This is probably the least gacha game I've ever seen. Like I've never seen a gacha with a less gacha than this game, because you don't need to gamble at all. You just buy the characters with the game currency that the game lets you farm. The game lets you farm the currency to just get the characters. You don't have to like. It's just so easy, and you can just get whatever characters you want. Or you can get your money worth if you for first buys. Huh. I would still, the only one I can recommend is the pass. Anything aside from that, I have not done any math on or any calculations for. I don't know anything about the rest of the things, but I know that the season pass, that buying that is usually worth it when I convert like 1 hour of gameplay to $1. And then if I do the math and I realize that I'm saving myself 100 hours, then like spending $11 to save 100 hours of my time of grinding is worth it to me personally. But for some people, that might not be worth it. So people can make their own decisions based on how they feel about it. But yeah. I mean, because I at first did not buy the passes at all, because you honestly don't need to. The passes, the only thing it lets you do is get more things faster. That's all it does. There's no need to buy it. Like, you don't have to have it. Like, there's no like multiplayer PvP. There's no like rush. It's a single player game. It's a story-based thing. People can take their time with it and enjoy it. So people can play however they want to play. Now, yeah, the pass lets you get things faster, but you can still get plenty. Because right now I don't have the pass, and I still have 782 boxes, and I was at like almost 0 at the start of the season. So I can already get like 3 IDs of my choosing. Almost. Well, if I do one weekly, then I'll be at 800, so I'll get 4 IDs of whichever ones that I want. So the pass is a very optional thing. It's really just up to if people want to buy that or not. Yeah. I mean, The passes, they last for like 3 to 4 months, I would say. Because the game has been out for 2 to 3 years. Or actually, no, I think they already had their 3rd anniversary, so it's probably been out for longer than 3 years. And they're only on their 7th pass. Their 7th pass. So, like 3 years and 7 passes. So that's like, what is that? 36 months, right? Divided by 7. For not 4 years. Okay, yeah. So this thing, even if you do not have the pass, you can still get this. Although you just have to wait until next season to be able to shard it. No, because the earlier seasons lasted way longer than they should have. So, but as of recent, they're like trying to keep it to like 3 to 4 months. But I mean, how long was season 6? Okay, let me look it up really quick so I can try to give people more accurate numbers. Limbus Company, how long did season 6 last? Okay, that actually, is that right? 7.5 months? That can't be right. Is that right? That's a while. Still in, we're in season 7 and still have a couple ideas left. Yeah, no, season 7, I mean, I don't think they're gonna end it soon. Oh, I guess we have been in it for a while. Although I don't know how long exactly. But yeah, no, so the ego from the past, when when the season changes, then it will where's the other one? Here, like when the season changes, these will become unlockable in the dispenser. Under season 7, they will add a section called pass, and then the egos from the pass you will be able to craft. So yeah, that is craftable. Also, how to use egos, because I don't know if people know how to do that, because when I first started playing the game did not say that in its tutorial, and I had no idea how to unlock it for a lot of the time I was playing the game. To use egos, like what egos are, is you hold down on a character portrait instead of clicking it for the defense skill. You hold down on it, and then the abilities come up, and say you do 2 orange attacks, 2 blue attacks, then you'll have the resources to use it, and then when you use that, then you use it. So that's how egos work. And attack weight and other stuff, I think I might talk about in a different one because because I'm kind of just going over the basics right now. But yeah. Theory says season 7 and
부족했습니다.
the end of
죄송합니다.
July. Maybe. Okay, now have the how. Okay. Halfway on the roadmap right now. Okay, and I feel like the season's been going on for like a little bit of time as well. So, oh yeah, since then. So it's already been almost 5 months into the season. So yeah, no, the seasons they last a good amount of time, I would say. Yeah, no, maybe 6 months is accurate actually. Yep. All right, I feel like that's kind of the general gist of everything. I don't want to make this too long. I mean, yeah, because who wants to watch a 2-hour tutorial, right? Yeah, no. I'm probably gonna call it here. I do want to one day go over like damage calculations and how that works. And I guess I could go over like a combat tutorial in general. If people want that, not sure. I mean, I also kind of just wanted to go over like a damage number calculating tutorial, because that's also something that took me like a long time to figure out, because there's no guide for it. The game doesn't tell you how to do that. I had to figure out on my own how to calculate damage numbers, and so I did. So I might as well make a video if LIMBUS Company still doesn't like go over that. Might as well do that. So yeah, I'll probably do that sometime, not sure when. But yeah. All right, I think that'll be all for now. I feel like really any team comp kind of is good right now. I mean, the Heisho team is the Heisho team. They kind of just work no matter what. They don't even need the rest of their teammates. They just go. Bleed count has been doing pretty well with recent units though, but okay, I think that's gonna be all for now. I'm gonna try to not make this too long. Yeah. Alright, that's gonna be all for now. Thanks to anybody that stopped by, and have a good one. Alright, see ya.